Let's start by adding a brand new scene for our main menu. We're going to go to File, click on New Scene, make sure that we're using the basic 2D, and then we'll save this scene as main menu. Unity's UI includes the ability to add buttons that the player can click on. So we can add a button in a similar way that we add text. So to do this, we're going to right click inside of our hierarchy, go to UI, and then we can either choose canvas, or if we want to create a button that already has a canvas, we'll just click on button. Now it's a good idea for you to make sure that your canvas render mode is set to camera. And now we drag in our camera as well. Resize and move your button as needed. So now you see that a button object has appeared in the hierarchy underneath the canvas. This button object also contains a child text object that sits right on top of that object. If you have multiple buttons, it's a good idea to rename it to something unique to represent whatever this button is for. So my goal here is to create a main menu scene that will show up before the game actually starts. And my player can click the play button in order to begin the game. In addition to this, it's probably also going to be a good idea for me to add in a TextMesh Pro UGUI object. And I'm going to call this title. And then change this text in order to reflect the name of my game, which is Fruit Collector. It's a little bit off-centered, but for right now, that's okay. I'll go back and fix that later. So let's go back to this button and look at some of the properties that show up in our inspector. So if you click on the button object, you'll see that there are two specific properties that apply to this button. The first one being image and the second one being button. So when it comes to the image property, you have the option to change this plain square looking image to a custom image, whether you want that to be an object or maybe you have a custom button that you want to insert. You can change that here. You also have the option to change the color of your button. Now, when it comes to the actual button property, a few things that you need to pay attention to is, so here we have interactable, meaning is this button enabled or disabled in our scene. Transition controls what the box looks like when it's actually highlighted. So right now it has a color tint, but if we wanted to change it to sprite swap, then you could choose a different image for each button state.